Well, you can find me at the association. My name is Cat Yee, Catyee. So if you need my information, I can give it to you at the end. Okay, welcome. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Discover MLS Touch. The first thing I want you guys to do, we're gonna get the class started anyway. So we're gonna talk about discovering MLS Touch. This is my PowerPoint presentation. The topics we're gonna talk about today is what is MLS Touch. It's obvious. A lot of you already know that this is the app for the MLS. So this way, you guys, when you're holding a phone or Android or an iPhone, so you know, okay, it's the app for Android or iPhone. So when you're out on the field, if you need to pull up a property, this is the app to use. Okay, and this app is also tied to Prospect CRM and Matrix. So that's why the information is all connected, all three systems, even your contacts. So you have like your contacts that is already in Matrix that you entered, you find them here and in Prospect CRM. So you find your contacts in here, your saved searches. You can find properties that you put in a shopping cart, all that you can find. I'm gonna tell you how to manage those when we get into it. Hi, Erica. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna send everybody a copy. Because of the new updates, I constantly have to probably record a new version of every program or app I teach occasionally. So this way you guys are up to date on everything. This is the latest one today. Okay, we're going to talk about how to install it. If you already have it, you know, bonus, you don't have to do this. But if you have never installed this app, or if you need the app right now, I'll tell you how you can install it through Android or through the iPhone, the App Store. When we're in the app, I'll show you how to set up and brand and share. So branding and sharing, make sure that, you know, when somebody pulls, when you share your app with somebody, they can see your company logo or your office logo and your information. So this way you make sure that everything looks nice and pretty. Make it look like a theme going on there, you know, so make it like it's your custom program, you know, your custom app. That's what we do, setup and brand. Then we're going to go into the features, a lot to talk about there, how to set up your defaults. We can even link your listings from MLS Touch to your Facebook business page. If you already have a Facebook business page. If you don't, I'll tell you how to create one in Facebook. Then here's the big part. We're going to spend some time looking up properties in a map. So we're going to search map. We're going to do the map search, look up properties, listings. When we're done with all those things, like how to view the properties in the results, how to email them, text them, you know, all the million things you can do with this app, we'll head over to InstaView. On InstaView, this is an awesome feature. It's really easy to use. All you do is open the app and tap it. Tap where it says InstaView. When you're standing in front of a property, you see a for sale sign, just tap the InstaView and the listing will come right up. You don't have to even search it. You don't have to put in, okay, what street is this? What house number is this? You don't need to do that. Just tap a button and there it is. Okay. Lynn, if you have any questions or comments, or you can use the chat or the Q&A, okay? This way I can, I'll do pauses occasionally. So this way I can see if you guys are asking any questions. All right, let's move on to the installation the installation part of this class. The installation, first, what you need to do is, if you're using Android or if you're using iPhone or iPad, the iPhone or iPad, you use the App Store. When you go there, find this icon, tap it, and then if you're using an Android device, you need to use Google Play Store. You need to find Google Play Store, which looks like this, the Google Play Store. And then from there, you just go to apps. Make sure that you're in the apps section, so that because you're downloading an app. From either program, you tap search, which it looks like a magnifying glass. Look for the magnifying glass. From there, you type in the name MLS Touch. It doesn't have to be in capital letters. Just type MLS space and touch. And then it gives you suggestion below. So what you need to do is look for the app that has this logo, these 4 diagonal bars. You see, that's why I have that here. Okay, well, there it is again. Okay, once you do that, you install it or hit get or install, whatever it tells you to do. Once you install it, then you open it. And after you open the app, make sure you select the state, Nevada, and select Las Vegas. Don't select Incline Village or any other association. But you can use other association if you belong to more than one association. You just have to log out and log in as the other association. That's all you have to do. If, in case you belong to another association that uses MLS Touch. No, Erica, this is not for desktop. For the desktop, you use the regular MLS, which is Matrix, okay? After you select Las Vegas Realtor, enter your public and private ID for here. Make sure that you're using your correct public and private ID. And that's how you get into the app. All right, let's move on to my screen sharing. The app is really great because it's not only for that. It's like if any of you plan to use Prospect CRM, and if you use the Prospect CRM lead generator, it also alerts you on your phone when you have new leads, which is something that is just worth the price of admission here. Okay, so let me open up this program. All right. Buying no VIP, so here we go. I'm going to mirror my iPhone screen. Okay, so now you all see my screen on your screen, on your monitor. So let me get out of the app first. So you see, here's my app, MLS Touch. Again, well, this is my phone, so it's an iPhone, and to get it installed in your phone, you just go to the App Store or Google Play Store. Since this is an iPhone, I'm using App Store. Tap that. Remember, go to search, the magnifying glass down here. You see that? Tap that. And for the name, you tap the bar where you can type in the search, and then my keyboard comes up. In my keyboard, I type MLS space touch. And here are the suggestions. You can select either one. Just tap on the one. I tapped on the one on top, and make sure that you download the one here, the one with the diagonal bars, because sometimes you get advertisement and other programs or other apps here. You see that? So I already have it. So all I have to do is tap open, and it takes me right into the app. And this, if you see a little in the iPhone, if you see the little cloud button, it means that you already have installed this before, and you can download it again if you want to download that app. So maybe you were cleaning up and you deleted that app accidentally. Okay, so that's how you get the app. You tap the get button, by the way, on the if you don't have it, you tap get, and then it downloads it. Once you download it, you'll find it like I have it here. I have it organized in my I have my real estate apps right here all together in one location. So when I open it up, again, select the state Nevada from the list, and then after you select Nevada, select Las Vegas, then enter your public and private ID. After you enter your public and private ID, it brings you right here to the home page or the main screen. This home page, you can always come back to this page by tapping home on the bottom. If you see home on the bottom, tap that, and it always brings you back here. Okay, so the first place I'm going to take you guys is to set up brand share. All that stuff is located on the bottom right. You all see where it says more on the bottom right? That's where we're going right now, if you're following along. Once you tap more, you see my information. Here's my picture, and you see I have cat in quotation. So this, I set it up in Prospect CRM. So if your picture doesn't appear, or your name is not correct for any reason, you can, like me, I added my nickname. Everybody knows me by Cat. Nobody knows me by Catalino here. So that can be changed in Prospect CRM. So if you don't have your photo, if you want to, you can ask me that question later, and I will show you actually at the end of the class to how to add your photo and all that. Now the next, this is the menu, and under this menu you have the save searches, and in the save searches, these are my matrix save searches. You see, I have my MLS Touch and my matrix save searches here. So I can tap matrix and I can open up any save search that I have saved in matrix. Okay. To return back to or to get out of this, you see there's an arrow here. Tap that arrow, that returns you back to the previous menu. Okay, let's get on to the good stuff. Brand and share. So let's tap that. Now here is the create your own app. You know, it makes it sound like because you're customizing the colors and everything. When somebody comes to your app, if you share the app, they will see your office logo on top. Like you see, this is the client version, and when they'll also see my agent, and when they tap that, they'll see you as their agent. Let me hit continue to get out of that. I just tap continue on the bottom to get out of that screen. So that screen always appears to remind you what you're doing here. So you see I have the Las Vegas Realtors logo here. And if you have your logo in your phone or whatever device you're using, you can upload it here, right here. If not, you can do it through Prospect CRM. So you can clear out if there's a logo here, and maybe you that was your previous office, maybe, and you no longer belong to the old office, and their old logo is still here. You can clear it here and select the logo. When you select the logo, it goes into the photos of your phone, and from there you select the photo, and then let me select my poker game. So, and then you can use this as your logo. You see that? I can highlight that, and then the logo will be anything that is inside this rectangle. So I can move the picture around if I want it to be the top part. You see, this will be my logo then below. Okay, so after you can also crop it. You see, you can make it, if it's really tiny on the picture, you can crop it like this, and then whatever's in here will be your logo. Okay, you can increase the. Also on the bottom, you see I have the rotate. Okay. All right. So when you're happy, if you're happy with that logo, just click just tap done with your finger, and that will be your logo. I'm going to cancel. I don't want this to be my logo, but that's how you can insert a logo in here. But if you use Prospect CRM and you already uploaded the photo or the picture of the logo in Prospect CRM, you don't have to do that here. So next, pick a color scheme. So if you pick a color scheme like primary, accent, variant, you can just simply tap here, and like I want to change my primary color, tap there, and then you get the color wheel, and then here's red, yellow, green, blue, and just tap the area where you want to pick the color, and here's the color that will appear under the primary. When you're finished, just tap done. Simple as that. Select your color scheme. So, and after you select your color scheme, you see I have blue, light blue, and a gold color. I can preview so I can see where those colors appear. So this way, if you don't like that color, you can change it here. So let me hit preview so you guys can see. Okay, let me hit apply. But if you just change your logo and you just change the color here, click apply or tap apply, sorry. Tap where it says apply, and then that will update your color scheme. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Okay, so I'm gonna just tap preview. And then you see view your branded mobile app. If you tap that, let's say that I share my app with a client and they open up their app. If I share this app, they're not going to download MLS Touch. They'll download an app called MLS Client. I don't know if you guys noticed that, because when I went to the App Store and after I did the search, there was an app below called MLS Client. That's what your client downloads. They don't download MLS Touch because they're not a realtor. So, and you see, if a client of mine opens up the app I share with them, they'll see my logo up here. Here's the logo where it appears. And when they tap my agent, they'll see my information. I'm going to close the preview. I'm going to tap down here, close preview. Okay. So down here, I can also preview, like if I email the email layout right here. So I tap view the email layout. And when somebody opens up that listing, look, it has my logo, the photo of the property, and it has the color scheme. You see, here's that light blue, that blue and light blue color. And then if I scroll down, it has my information. It has my branding. Close. By the way, you saw those phone numbers. I'll mention that later in case you want to change that. Again, it's all done through Prospect CRM. If you don't like, the phone number is incorrect, or if it's a phone number that you don't want to use anymore, you can change it through Prospect CRM. So, and the last preview here is the listing layout. So when you send listings, email them, or if you text them to somebody, how are they going to see the listing when you send it to them? So here's the color scheme again. You see, here's that blue, light blue. And if somebody scrolls down on the listing, they have this nice little calculator, the mortgage calculator. We're going to go through the settings in a minute on how to set up the default percent interest rate, amortization years, and things like that. We're going to set that up later. But you see, that's where that gold appears and that light blue. And then at the bottom, it has my name, you see my photo and my phone numbers. So if any of this is incorrect or you want to change it, it has to be is fastest through Prospect CRM. Okay, so those are the previews. So I'm going to hit close. So now you see why it is so important to set up your logo and your color scheme, so people think that, oh, this is a custom app by you. It's not like a generic that everybody uses, you know. And that brings us to sharing the app. So you see down below where it says share my app, this is where you can send it to your clients. This way, your clients can look up the properties themselves. If any of you had a client that always, when you find them properties, you send it to them and they tell you, no, that's not the area I want, but they told you that's the area they want. Let's say that they don't want anything east of Decatur, or north of Flamingo, or south of the 215, and they don't want anything west of Buffalo. But then houses that they've been seeing, like maybe they were searching on Zillow or wherever they're searching, they find properties like all the way out west. They're finding properties in Summerlin, and they tell you, oh, how come you didn't send me the property in Summerlin? Because you told me you didn't want that area, right? So that drives you crazy, doesn't it? So you can share this app. So this way they can search their own their own properties. Just tap share my app after you configure all this first. Then you share your app. And then you can either text it to them or email it to them, the app. That's it. And what they do is they get this link right here. And let me show you both. So I'm going to test. Let's say I want to text it to somebody. I just tap this button, send by SMS. You see, and then I type in their phone number here. But if it's somebody in my contacts, in my cell phone contacts, I can tap the plus, and that takes me to my contacts. And I can select my client from this list if they're already here. And then you tap the up arrow, and they get this link. You see, this is the link that they tap on to install the MLS Client app. You see, the app they're installing is called MLS Client. Now, if you send this link and somebody calls you back and asks you, hey, it's asking me for a code, you need to give them this. If somebody asks you for a code, you need to give them these letters and numbers at the end of the slash, because this code ties them to you. So they only see you as the realtor. They won't see anybody else. So make sure if you ever get asked by any of your clients who's trying to install the app, the MLS Client app, and they're asking for a code, This is the code, okay? This is my code, so don't give them my code. All right. And if you want to email this link to your client so they can install the app themselves, you can send it by email, tap that button, and look, it's like you're composing a message. Enter their email address and just hit the up arrow, and it sends them this email message. And when they receive it, they open up their phone. But look, you see, here's the code. Again, you see this code? This code will tie them to you. Got it? Okay. Hi, Erica. The company logo I just showed you, Erica, from here, but you have to have it in your photos. Let me delete this draft. I just hit cancel, by the way. I just tap cancel to get out of there. Erica, your question is the company logo. You need to have a photo in your phone. Save. You need to have a photo of your company logo saved in your phone, and then you go here to select logo and then crop it out. Maybe you can screenshot your company's website. If you go to your company's website and your company has the logo. No, I would not add them both because I don't think it would be too tiny. They might not recognize you. You can try if you want to, but this is your app. Yeah, you can have your photo in that, but you can Photoshop it. In other words, if you, but that's a little more work if you want to do that, or if somebody can create that for you, that's fine. Hi, David. David's question is, can you customize the email signature when sending the app via email? The email signature is not customized through here, it's through Prospect CRM also. So like, oh, you saw my email, right? or you tried yours. So when you went to share app and send email, right? Let me see. Oh, this is from my iPhone, actually. So this right here. No, this, you can compose it at the end. You can update that here. So, because that's the generic one that comes from your phone. Okay, set from my iPhone. Let me go back. Okay, so that's the share my app. And again, it's really important for when you send your app to your clients. Again, if they ever ask a code, go back here and then make sure that you give them that code. That's the only I've received several calls about that several times. So that's why I'm pointing it out to you guys. Unfortunately, no, Monica. You might wanna use smaller picture. So this way you can crop it out of the picture. So yeah, that is a challenge that a lot of people go through, is like when you download the or you're using a photo that is too big, you cannot crop it. So make sure that when you take the picture, when you take the screenshot of your website or wherever you're getting your picture from, make sure that the logo is smaller, is a little smaller, that fits inside that picture, and then you can crop it from there. But you have to play with it, unfortunately. But if you still have problem doing it through here, just upload it through Prospect CRM, which is a lot easier than this. Okay, so that's all about brand and share. So I'm gonna hit the back button. So brand, what we did is the logo, the color scheme, and then this is where you share it, okay? So brand and share is really important. This way you guys don't have to, your clients can look up the properties, they tell you which ones you show them, they're doing the work for you pretty much. Okay, so brand and share. And again, yeah, if you're having trouble with the logo, I'll show you. If you at the end of the class, I can show you how to set it up in Prospects. Once you set up in Prospect, it transfers over here automatically. Next, Facebook publishing tool. Oh, we're talking about Facebook already. Before you use the Facebook publishing tool, you need to have a business page, a Facebook business page. Let me hit continue. Let me see if I'm set up. I think I'm set up. Let me delete this. Okay, so over here, I'm going to the wheel, and I'm going to disconnect. Let's pretend I never done this before. Disconnect it. If you already have your setup, don't do this. Okay. All right. So in case you guys are not familiar, Facebook, there is a place where you can create a business page in Facebook besides your profile. Your profile is not a business page. So when you go to Facebook, log into your account, to your Facebook account, this is your personal page. Okay, it has your wall, your things, you know. If you want to create a business page, you need to have a profile first. Then you see the button on the top right of my home page in Facebook. This is menu. So when you click it on your computer, menu, this is where you can create a page. You see there's a little flag on it, page. So this is where you create your business page. Click that. Give it a name, you know, you can name it after yourself if you want. I call mine Las Vegas Stats because I created one for for prospects. So I can post my stats, like my monthly stats in here of sales. So that's pretty cool. So give it a name, category, select real estate, you know, type something to get started. And after you're done here, let me scroll down a little bit. Actually, this screen is blocking me. Let me close out of here. Okay, after you're done filling this out, click create page down here, and then follow the instructions to finish creating that page. That's it. That's how you create a page again. All right. Once you have your page created, then you want to, if you want to post your listings in that page, you can use the Facebook publishing tool right here. Click, tap it with your finger, Facebook publishing tool. But you need to create that page first. Tap connect on the bottom. And it says MLS Touch wants to use Facebook to sign in. Tap continue. This is my phone. Make sure you're on your phone because I'm already signed into my Facebook account. I'm using the Facebook app on this phone. So I'm going to tap continue. Now it asks continue as me. Yep. So I'm going to tap continue as me. Now it brings me immediately to the, okay, what pages do you want to use with prospect? So you see, here's my Las Vegas statistic, the one I created. And if you created more than one page, you will see all the pages right here that is connected to your personal Facebook account. So from here, you can select multiple, select all, or just select the ones you want to post your listings on. Select and then click tap next. Select this, tap next. And then this is the permission. Okay, I leave all the permission on. And after you're done, tap done. And then here's the confirmation. You have now linked prospects to Facebook. Tap OK. And okay, yeah, just tap save or skip, doesn't matter. On the bottom, it's just a confirmation page. Tap finish at the bottom and done. You're done. Okay, so this is my business page. And look, what can go to your business page automatically? You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is list it. And once you list it, new listings, you see, whenever you have a new listings, when you list a property in Matrix, this is on. I can turn it off by tapping here. And if I tap here, that's how I can turn it off. Okay, and then save. I am not going to, so I'm just going to X out of here. But you can turn any of these on or off. I just showed you how to do that. But this can also post your listing again if you lower the price. Not when you raise it. It does not post it when you raise the price. When you lower the price, it will repost that listing again on your business page. When you sell a listing, yeah, you can, when you put a listing under sold status, it also posts your listing. And when you have an open house. So when you enter an open house in Matrix for your listing, it will be entered, it will post on your business page automatically, as long as you have them on. Okay, and then you see personalized with brand and share, that's on. So it has my color scheme, my logo, and all that in there. All right, that's why I showed you the preview earlier, so you can see how people see it on even on your Facebook business page. So I'm going to go back. So that was Facebook publishing. So now you know how to connect Facebook to MLS Touch or prospects through this app. And once you do that, your new listings will go to the to your Facebook business page automatically. Next is the calculator. This is like the amortization schedule. So when somebody, oh, hi, Jackie. Yes, if you, well, when you update it in Matrix to sold, it will send it. It will send the, like a post automatically. Yes, I think that's your question. Okay, so now the amortization schedule, this is where you can set up the defaults. Let me tap it. So go into calculator. If you're following along, you see this is my default right here. So I just received an email from my mortgage company that they have loans for 2.7. All right, so I'm going to update this to 2.7. I can tap the X to remove the, I'm not touching the sale price or down payment. These two I'm leaving always blank. The down payment will, I'll show you where it's done in a minute. But the interest rate and years, that's all I'm doing right here. So if I want to update this to 2.7, I'm going to tap the X to remove these numbers. Tap the X. You see, there's no more numbers. And from here, I type 2.7. Just tap, and then when you're finished, I'm going to tap out here, and the number pad disappeared below. I just tap right here away. The amortizations, the years, if you want to do 15 years, you can drag this little ball down to 15. Okay. So, or if you want to leave it on the 30-year conventional, drag it back up over to 30. And the frequency is monthly. That's it. So that's all you set up. Because the default, if you never, if you just started using this app, you see my default, the default is 5%, 25 years. So you can change that again. So again, I can change that to 2.7, not 0.7, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? 2.7, tap out, and then drag this little circle or ball to 30 years. Okay, when you're finished, hit the arrow, and that's it, you're done. That's how you set your default calculator interest rate and years. Next is find members. This is a neat feature. If you need to look up a realtor, you want to call them, or if you want to, even your broker, if you're looking for your broker and you want to call them, you can just simply tap here, find member, and you can just enter their name up here under search. I can tap. Okay, so do you see, let's say I don't know how to spell Kathy. Is it Kathie or is it Kathy? I just tap cat and space and HEA, and here she is. I can tap her name, and then I can call her or email her. Okay, I'm gonna X out of here. So you can search anybody by tapping here, find members. Next, we have the my Matrix integrations. This is where it syncs with Matrix. Like, remember earlier I mentioned that all your contacts come in from Matrix, all your saved searches, your shopping cart. You can turn them on or off here by going into Matrix integration. It's better if you leave them on, okay? So you see my contacts, sync, client portal, sync, save search, sync, and shopping cart, sync. The client portal is when somebody goes, when you email them properties in Matrix, and if a client puts those properties under favorite, possibility, reject, that's the portal sync. So make sure they're on, and that's it. Go back out. That's all you have to do here. All right, so that's your Matrix integration. Next, let's go into settings. This is the big one, settings. All your defaults are here. Let's start with preferences. Under preferences, you see the calculator, back to the calculator again. So you see the default down payment, 10%. So what the system will do, if when you open up a listing in MLS Touch and somebody taps the calculator, it takes off it multiplies 10% of the list price, and then that would be the down payment. So the sell price will be the list price, and then 10%, and then it does the amortization schedule that way. So if you don't want this to be 10%, maybe you want it to be 5%, 20%, just tap the X and then re-enter the price, the percentage in here. Okay. Again, just tap the X, and then you see the number pad appears, and then you can make it 20%. I'm going to keep it a 10. Here's the delete, by the way, in case you make a mistake. 10. Okay. The map search, advanced search, map search. You see, you have an option of leave always open the last search, or always open a new search whenever you tap map. So when you start a new search, do you prefer to always start a new search or last search? I like to leave it as last search, because it could be the last thing I was doing, you know, before I had somebody call me away, or I had to close my app, or if you receive a call and you have to start all over, you don't have to start all over. So that's why I prefer map search. Open last search. The advanced search is on the home menu. When you tap advanced search, is the criteria. It's like entering criteria. You can enter the status, you can enter bedrooms, bath, price, information like that. And then, do you want to remember the last search? Yes or no? If you do, turn this on. If you don't, but if you do, you have to clear it. Don't forget, because if you don't clear it, the old criteria stays there, and then you're not going to get the right results. That's why this one is better to be off. It's not on. Next is default sort. When you do your search, you found 20 listings, and then how do you want them sorted? So when you tap the list, there's a tab called list to see the listings listed, like a results grid, right? What order do you want them in? If you do a map search and I tap the list, it gives me the listings ascending price. Ascending means from low price to high price. So the lowest price are on top, and then when you start scrolling down, the price increases. When you do an advanced search, same thing, ascending price. If you want to change it, tap right here. Oh, the number pad is still there. Let me tap out. Oops. Doesn't work. Okay, so I have to go back out. Since that number pad doesn't go away, let's go back to preferences. There you go. So now if I want to change the ascending price, tap here. And then you see, you can make the price descending. Descending is from high price to low price. You can sort it by address. You can sort it by living area. You can sort it by status date, or you can sort it by distance. Okay. Because remember, you're out in the field. So it could be, oh, I want to see the one closest to me. Cancel. I'm going to tap cancel. But if you made a change, you tap apply. Okay. So if you made any change here, you tap apply to keep that change. Let me cancel. I'm not changing anything, because this is good to me. So ascending price. Well, when you view your listings, newest, first, status date, if you don't like that, change it here. Okay. So you have all this again. Yeah. So this way you can see the oldest listing first or newest listing first. And when you change it, apply, tap apply. When you see your favorites, favorite listings, save searches, hot sheets, how do you want it sorted? Again. Next is my listings, default status. So what status do you want to see when you go to your listings, my listings? I can tap here and I can select which listings I want to see. I want to see all active, coming soon, under contract. You want to see your sold listings? Select them here. So if you want to see all your listings, no matter what status it is, select this, and select this too. So this way you can see every listing, even the ones you sold 10 years ago. That's as far as the MLS goes, 10 years. Okay. So after you make your changes, simply tap apply. Okay, and then you can see all your listings. But the default you see is like, I can see my coming soon, my active listings, and under contract. So this way I can edit them if I need to, which is I'm going to show you a little later. Oh, hi, Jackie. Oh, I guess you answered your question. Oh, okay. I think you're referring to the remember last search, this right here. Yeah, we're in the settings preferences. Okay, and the last thing is if you work in a team, show team listings, you can turn that on or off. It's up to you. Good to know, Kathy. Jackie, sorry. Okay, let's go back. So that was the preferences. And this is where you can set up also your comparables, the search criteria for your comparables, the default. Simply tap there. And then what do you want? Recently sold, within what price range, and within what distance from the subject. Because whenever you open up a listing, that'll be your subject. And then you can just tap the comparable button and it gives you the sales, recently sold, within 20% of the price range, plus or minus. And then make sure that it matches the same number of bedrooms. So this is just the default, or it is. So if you don't like this, you can reset it and make your changes from here, okay? Go back. I'll show you that button later. And the last one is notification. This one is important because if you plan to use the lead generator from Prospect CRM, this will be tied to this app. Remember I said that? And if you get an alert, one of the big one, this is the most awesome one. You see new leads, alert me when I have a new lead. Somebody can, when you use the lead generator, somebody fills that out, submits that information, boom, you get alerted, no matter where you are. I'm sure all of you carry your phone 24/7, don't you? I do. So I get alerted immediately and I can help that person immediately from my phone. I'm like, hey, hi, how are you? You know, what type of, what property are you interested in buying? Ask them the question, boom, as soon as they submit that and they see that you responded to them immediately, it'll freak them out and they'll be like, wow, this realtor is really good. They answer my question immediately. So, or you could get a lead and wait 2 weeks to respond. Does that sound right? Do you want to respond to somebody in 2 weeks or a week? Yeah, they'll be, by then they'll probably have hired somebody else. So this is awesome. So again, make sure that your new leads messages from your contacts, you see that. What if any of your contacts have a question for you? Remember, after you share the app, that you guys can message each other using the app. New contact, favorites, possibility, discarded. So when even, do you see this now work with Matrix? So when you email them listings from Matrix, and if somebody puts a listing in their favorite, boom, alert. And from here, you can see, oh, they like this one, huh? I can text them or call them or contact them and ask them, oh, I see that you put a property in favorite. Would you like to see that property? They'll be like, oh, that agent is, how did she know? He or she knows, right? So again, that's notification. Make sure they're turned on. And make sure that on your phone, you allow that also. The notification is turned on your phone. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, first thing when you install the app, I don't want this app to bother me. If you're in the business, the system needs to bother you. Trust me. All right, let's go back. That doesn't sound right, does it? Okay, so that's your setting, and make sure that notifications are on. It's very, very important. Now you know. Okay, you have the technical support phone number right here. And the technical support number are in case you ever need to contact. Well, what happened to the number? You lied to me. Okay, but you can email them since I don't see their phone number here anymore. I can give you their number at the end of the class. Okay, or you can email them. Boom, tap the email. And I'm surprised their phone number is not here. But then you can just text them, hey, I need help with this. And, they can reply back, cancel. I'm going to delete this draft. Okay. Yeah, what happened to their number? Okay, let's go back. So the Discover MLS Touch is when you install the app and you open it the first time. You went through all this, remember? A little glimpse of what you can do with this app. I'm going to just hit skip on the bottom to get back out again. But if you want to see this again, it's always available right here. So this way you can remember what features are available in this app. You can follow them on Facebook, send them feedback. If there's anything you find wrong with the app, feel free, send them a feedback. And, so this way we can all get involved and keep updating this app. So to make it perfect, this is the privacy policy. And this is where you can also log out under more. When you log out, this way you can log into other accounts in case you use MLS Touch and you're a realtor in and you belong to other associations. Okay, so that was the more menu on the bottom. So I'm going to go back to the home. You see the little house on the bottom left, tap that, and then we're back here again. Tap it, there we go. So here we are again. On the bottom, let's talk about some of the other features. When you tap search here, it takes you to the map search. It's the same as tapping up here or here. If you want to look at your contacts, you tap contact down here, contacts, and you have your contacts from Matrix and Prospect CRM in here. So this way, you don't have to add contacts. Whatever you have, whichever clients that you're currently working with in Matrix, you find them here, okay? So, and then this is the leads. It tells you when you have new leads. And up here, it allows you to add contacts. So when you add a contact, you tap add. You can create a new one from scratch, or you can, look, check this out. You can import them from your cell phone. If you have contacts in your cell phone and you want to bring them into this app, and once you bring them into this app, it also goes to Matrix and Prospect CRM too. So import from device, select. Okay, it needs to have an email address, by the way. So when you select somebody and then you tap done, that person needs to have an email address for his or her information to go into Matrix. Don't forget that. Otherwise, it will not go into Matrix. So I have Jorge. So if I need to add his email address, I can tap his name and then go to edit up here and make sure that you include their email. Okay, he has no email, so he won't go to Matrix. I'm gonna hit cancel, but I'm just letting you guys know. So this is where you update their information. And once you email them listings, either send them listings from Matrix or here's the favorite, possibility, delete it. You can message each other from here. But you can also share the app, so that you can message them on the bottom of the app. So I'm gonna hit the X here. So you can message each other down below. You see there's some messages. So if somebody installs the app and messages you, you can find their messages here. So that's why the notification, it alerts you if you have a new message. Okay, so you guys can keep in touch. Okay, so back to the contacts. To get out of contacts, I simply can go back home, search, but here messages. Let me show you quickly messages. So I'm gonna tap messages and you see you can message each other. I'm messaging myself apparently. So you can just tap. I said hello to myself on December 2nd. So back. You can also compose a new message by tapping this button. Tap and then select which client you want to message to. Cancel. Okay, back home. Let's return back home. All right. The map search is the big part that we're going to spend a lot of time there. But what happens if somebody gives you an address? Oh, Diane, the delete button was on the top left. Sorry, I kind of missed your question. So if you want to delete a client, you need to go to contacts. Be careful because it also deletes it from Matrix and it also deletes it from Prospect CRM if you delete somebody here. So like I have two Barney Rubbles. Okay, so I tap delete on up here. You see that? Delete is up here. Tap, select which Barney I want to delete. I'm just going to select one randomly and then just tap done. And then it asks you one final time, do you want to delete them? If you tap delete, he's gone forever. Okay, so that's how you delete them. Oh, hi, Jackie. Let me see if you have a question about this. When you're previewing your listing layout and you click your email, it gave me an error. No, it should not give you an error. Okay, that's why I'm going to give you a help desk number and to find out if there's anything wrong with your email. Okay, so yeah, remind me so I can make sure that you get the help desk number. So this way I don't forget. Okay, I answered. This way I don't miss anybody's questions to keep. Okay. It says web page not available. Oh, web page not available might sound that you lost your internet connection. Okay. But by the end of the class, if you keep trying, make sure that you have internet, because web page not available, that's what it means, that you lost your internet connection. But it looks like you're talking to me, well, on your computer, but on your cell phone, you might be on another network. Okay. Okay, so let me return back to the home. Okay, so that's if somebody gives you an address, that's where you come here to advanced search. Tap advanced search, and then you can look up by address right here. You see that? Just use the street number, street name. If the address is 1234 Flamingo, you see, Flamingo Road, don't use road. Just type 1234 space in Flamingo. That's it. Don't be too specific. If the address is 1234 South Durango Drive, just type 1234 space and Durango. That's it. Okay, so like here, you see the example, 123 Main Street. They're not using the word street at the end, or the street designator, or the street suffix. So, but if you are looking for to do a search, like with this is where you enter the criteria. If you're not looking for addresses, you can enter, okay, single family, what type of property? Single family residential, high rises, vacant, and so on. Okay, and after you select something, you click apply, tap apply, and then that'll keep the property type you selected here. Are you looking for sale or rent? Price range, beds, bath, living area, lot, listing status. So if you don't want under contract show, or you don't want temporarily of the market to appear, tap here. This one is the important one, the status. Okay, and then select what status you want here. Okay, I don't want under contract show, and then I don't want temporarily of the market. So just select active, tap active, and you see the check mark is right next to active now, and then apply. Oh, one important thing, let me cancel out of here. I'm gonna tap cancel. If you're searching an address, you know a listing doesn't stay active forever, right? So if you're searching an address, you want to select all the statuses or none. Let me go back to status again. But again, if you're searching an address, go to the status. This one is really important. I'm gonna take out, you see, I took them all out. There's no check marks on any of them, right? So then I'm gonna tap apply. Okay, so now status all. So when I tap here, oh, it resets the default. Okay, let me show you how to select all then. So you select on the contract, no show, all sold, expire, all other. So if you're searching by address, select all of these and then hit apply. Once you do that, now you enter any address, it'll show you whatever status it is now and whatever it used to be. So if it was sold, if its status expired, temporarily of the market, you'll find it no matter what status. Okay, so that's why it's so important when you do status. You see, it says all now instead of multiple criteria. It's all. So this way, when you enter an address, you find it regardless if it has been listed. If a property has never been listed, you still are not going to find it. Okay, you can search by zip codes also. Tap up here, just enter the zip code. If you want to search by subdivision, tap here and enter a subdivision name up here. Okay, so you have 3 different type of searches up here, but the most common one will be by address. Okay, you don't have to include the city, just enter the street number and name. If you need more criteria, go down here. When you scroll down, there's a button, more criteria, tap it, and then here's the rest of the criteria you can use. And after you're done entering the criteria, tap search on the bottom and it gives you the results. Okay, so that was the advanced search. Let me go back and then tap the X to get out of the advanced search. And that's right here. In case you're looking for an address, use this. But if somebody gives you an MLS number, or you want to look up a property by MLS number, use the MLS number search right here. You can enter up to 10 MLS numbers in here. You have 10 boxes. Okay. So if I want to enter another MLS number, enter, and then when you're finished, tap search, and it gives you those listings. Okay. Like I have this one right here. I tap search, and here's that listing. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. Let me hit the X to get out. So that's the MLS search. Save searches. Remember, you have your MLS Touch save searches and my Matrix save searches. Just tap this clock, and here are my MLS Touch save searches and Matrix save searches. Tap up here, and then simply tap, and then it gives you the results. Like I want to look at these properties here. Tap that, and then here's that only one result, and then tap to see the property information. Let me go back to get out of here. Tap the X on the top left, and we're back out again. So that's where you can open up save searches that you have saved in Matrix or in MLS Touch. Here's your listings. So if you want to look at your listing inventory, tap here. Remember, the statuses was in the settings. Remember, I helped you earlier set up which listings you want to see. And then when you see list, it will list all the ones that you currently have either on the market, sold, whatever you selected under your default. Okay. I don't have any right now, but I'm going to show you later how you can edit your listings. If you need to edit any of your listings, that's where you come into my listings, tap on the one that you want to edit, and select edit listing. I'll show you where those buttons are. If you put a listing under favorites, you can find them here. Okay, so if there's on the bottom right of the picture of every listing, you see a little star. Let me show you that star, where it's located. So when you open up a listing, you see the little star under the bottom right of the photo. That's the star. So if you tap the star, it puts it in your favorite. And once you put it there, you can find it here in the future. So this way you don't have to do a search all over again. So just tap that, and then these are the ones I put under my favorites. Okay. Tap the X to get out. Returns me back to the home page. All right. Here's the Insta View button I mentioned to you earlier. And then here's where you can set up a hot sheet and run it. So the hot sheet is only you select the city and how many days back. That's all it is. Hot sheet. How many days back? Okay. And the city is location and property type. So these are just only 3 criteria. How far back? What type of property you're searching? And location. What city? That's all it is. And then when you're done, you tap next. After you select, you tap next, and then to run it, you just simply tap, oh, I want to see what's coming soon. Update since January 5th. Okay, since yesterday, 1 day back. You see that? So if I want to see those listings, I just tap. I want to see those 46 active listings. Tap that, and it gives me those listings right here. Okay, so that's the hot sheet. Okay, back again to get out of here. All right, so that was the hot sheet button. So it's not a lot of criteria. It's simply how many days back, the property type, and the location, which city. All right, let's move on to the big one. Let's go to the map search. I just clicked on the map, and you have first thing that you do is you see, oh, this is a new map too. So you see, this is the 215. I like that. It's more clear. You can change the map view using these buttons up here. So you see the first one is the I button. You can switch it from regular map to satellite. I'm not a fan of the satellite. It's too much on the map, you see. So when you're finished, you can tap the X. Okay. But if you want it back on the animated version, tap I, and then switch it back. Okay, so that's map. You can include school, traffic, flood zones. I don't think they have enabled those, but let me check, see if they have that enabled. Okay, it shows there's a little bit of traffic right here. It doesn't, I don't think that even has to do with traffic though. Yeah, it is traffic. So that's what that orange line is that there's a little bit of traffic here, but okay. So you have traffic, You have the parcel boundaries. The parcel boundaries, you don't see them until you zoom in. Like you see, when I start zooming in, these are the parcel boundaries. Okay, so I can zoom back out. Okay, so you see where we are. You see the little dot on the map? This is where I am right now. I'm at the association. You see, we're north of Sunset. And then when I start zooming out, you see this little, you see the colors, these little pins. Okay, let's talk about the color of this of these pins we're looking at. The blue ones, remember the status, when I show you the status, are active, under contract, show, and temporarily off the market. Okay, you notice there's a purple. The purple ones, there's two of them. These are coming soon listings. Okay, let me show you how you can easily see it. You see it, I'm going to go to the top. You see the filters button up here. I'm going to tap the filters button. Here we are back under the status. You see status, tap the status. So this way I can show you the colors. So again, you see the purple are the coming soon. The blue ones are active, under contract, show, and temporarily off the market. But remember, I think I set this earlier to active, so I applied it to active only. So active and coming soon only. But be careful. Sometimes if you have it under all active, the blue ones are also for under contract, show, and temporarily off the market. But mine is only set to active in this case. The orange one, or yellowish orange, is the under contract, no show. So if you see one of those orange, you have under contract, no show selected in your filter. The red ones, if you see a red one, it'll be all sold. Could be history, leased, or sold. Then there is the last one, is the gray one. If you see a gray marker, it means that it's expired, comp sold only, incomplete, withdrawn, or withdrawn conditional. So those are the gray ones. Okay, let me cancel out of here. Okay, let me cancel out of here. But if you want to set the bed, bath, and price range, you can do that here through the filter, by the way. In here, you see for sale only, property type, price range, bed, bath. When you're finished entering the criteria, I want 3 or more bed, 2 or more bath. I want price range under 500,000. Tap here. And then on the right-hand side, under 500. Okay, and then tap apply. So that's how you enter this criteria. When you're done entering this criteria, hit search. And now you see a lot of these little blue pins disappear because they don't match the price range or the bed and bath. So there you go. This way you don't have to sort through so many, right? And here's the coming soon. Now, if I want to rope off a particular area, okay, I can move the map to the area again. Let's say that we want in the Southwest Las Vegas, this area here. Okay, I want to draw. I only want to see this map, these listings inside here. So you see the pencil, you tap the pencil, and then you can draw with your finger. See what I'm doing? I'm just drawing, and finish. It's like roping it off. Oh, hi, Monica. Monica, your question is, what is the difference between all active and active? Remember, all active includes under contract, show, and temporarily off the market. Active by itself is only active. Active ER, active AU, active exclusive right, exclusive agency, EA and ER. Okay. All right. So after I roped off this section on the map, do you see this right here? Now I have how many? 12 results. So you see how quickly my results went down after I put in the criteria. Okay. So now if I want to see the listings, I don't have to go to list. I can simply tap on the map which listing I want to look at. And by tapping on it, it pulls up the information below. So if I want to see this one that was just lowered to $499, I can tap. You see that arrow? That arrow means that the price dropped. So here's that property. Here's that listing. And then if I want to see it, I can drag this up. You see this little thing? I can drag it up. Just drag it up, and here's the listing. If I'm finished looking at this, I can do all this stuff like look at the comparables, share it. You know, share it is where you can email it or text it to somebody. But when I'm finished, I can hit the arrow again. Let me look at a different property. Let me look at the one for 425. Tap on that one. And it switches to that property. Okay. Let me, to hide this, you can drag it down. Okay, drag it down. And here it is. And we're back on the map. You can move the map around with your finger. Okay. And this is the navigation button. Okay. It finds your location. So when you tap this button, it finds where you are. Let me zoom back out. Okay, if you want to save this search, there's a button down here, save search, and then tap, and then I can call it Southwest LV. Save it, and then click create, and it saves the search for me. So if I need that, remember under my save searches, I can just tap that and come back here later, anytime I want. Okay. Let's open up a property. Let me go to let me look at the 375. Actually, before I show you the property information, there's these tabs up here also. I want to see all 12 listings. So you see the list. If I tap that up here, over here you have the 12 listings again. And what if I want to send those 12 listings to my client right now? You see there's these 3 dots on the top right. I'm going to tap that with the finger, and you see what do you want to do right now? I want to add listings to my favorite, send them by email, text them to somebody, or put them in a shopping cart. I want to email them to somebody, so I'm going to tap send by email. And then you see the little circles up here on the left. Simply select which ones you want to email. So this way you don't have to email them one at a time. So when you go to list, okay, you select. After you select them, you tap done. Compose the message. Okay, recipient, John at AOL.com. Let's say I want to send it to him. Notes. In Southwest Las Vegas. Okay, so, and then just tap send, and you can send them that message. Okay, I'm not going to send it. That's a fake email. I'm going to hit cancel. But that's how you can email multiple listings at a time. So you don't have to do it one by one. If you want to text it to somebody, same thing. Hit these 3 buttons on the top right. Select send by SMS. Select which ones. I'm going to select 2 of them. This one to be faster. Select them and then tap done on top. Okay, so this way you guys get a hang of this. Done, and then select which client do you want to text it to. Select the client. I'm selecting myself. Okay, so you see there's that. You see there's the link, and then to car. I don't know which one of me have the cell phone. I think this one. Okay, and then just hit the up arrow. Boom. That's how you can send it to your contact. Text it to your contact. So again, use these 3 dots, and this is what you can do. Okay, add to favorite, send email, text, or add to cart. Change your mind, hit cancel. All right, so let's go. Oh, there's another cool feature here, the stats. If you go to the stats tab, you can see the stats for on-market properties in this area, sold and off-market in this area. So the on-markets in this area, the average price is 149,000. The lowest price that looks like a rental, 1,500, and then 500,000 is the highest price. So those are the stats. And then over here you have the rentals, single family residential, townhouse, condos, and then the days on market down here. Next, you have the sold and lease. I tap the sold and lease. For the past 3 months, what has been sold and how much. So the sales has been about approximately 217,000, because I think this one is killing it. Let me see if there's anything. Yeah, that's a rental. Somebody entered a rental for sale. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, that's why this is killing it. Okay, and then the days on market and all that. Next, and the last one is the off market stats. So we go to the off market stats. Again, it's using a rental, so that's why it lowers it. But at least you can see what the high price is, and how much people are spending. I think they're basing this because of my criteria. All right, so that was the list. And back to the map, you tap map. Let me go back to list. From the list, if I want to see one of these properties, remember, I can simply go through them. And then if I want to look at a property, I can simply tap on it right here. Like I want to look at this one for 435. Remember, it's ascending price. Remember my sort order earlier? So it goes from the lowest to the highest. Okay, maybe let's look at the lowest price. Let's tap it. Tap that property. Okay, one photo. So we don't know the condition inside the property, maybe. That's probably why it's so low, right? Here is the property information. Here is, let's do one with more photo. Let me get out of this one. Let me tap this one, see if this one has more than one photo. There you go. This one has more photos. So you see, like this on the bottom right tells you how many photos the property has. And then days on market and the status is right here. Up here on the top right, you can do the AirPlay. So if you have, like, this is an iPhone, so I can put it on a Apple, Apple TV or any of those things, or those devices. Over here you have the I have the virtual tour button. So if you want to look at the virtual tour, you can tap this button also. Okay, since this one has more than one photo, I'm gonna tap the picture. I'm gonna tap right in the middle of the photo. And then from here, you can start swiping. So you can, let me flip it so you can see the bigger photo. Here's that photo. So then you can start scrolling to the photos. That's the reason I wanted to pick a listing with more than one photo. So this way you guys can scroll through the photos, which is the majority of the MLS. Okay. All right, when you're done looking at the pictures, you can tap the X or return back to the portrait, and then tap the X to get out of here. And once you're out of here, but if you flip the phone sideways again, look, it also changes the view. So this is kind of like a tablet view. So if you're using a tablet, the listings, you can see more information. This is from a cell phone I'm showing you. So let's return back to the portrait. Okay, and remember, here's the button to, if you want to set it, save it, or set it aside, put it on your favorites, you tap on the star. Here's some basic information: the address, bed, bath, square footage, price per square feet, year built. Sorry, you see that it's kind of like dimming here at the end. So when you see that fading away, you can scroll and there's more information. You see, you can just drag it with your finger across, swipe it, and you have the lot square footage at the end. Okay, down here you have the comparable button. So if we want to know, okay, how much are properties selling in this area, you can tap the comparable button right here. Let me show you. Remember the defaults I set up earlier under more. Okay, so I want recently sold, 20%, half a mile, same number of bedrooms. And if you're happy with this criteria, simply tap search, and it finds you anything that's sold with this criteria in this area. Okay, so you see prices has gone up to 400. Well, this is if they're east of Buffalo or west of Buffalo. So I guess, Buffalo is the separator for two communities. All right, so in this whole area, they're selling for 360, and this community next door, some of the properties up here is selling for a little more. So this is, I guess, a little more desirable or bigger homes or nicer. Okay, so you have an idea what's been selling in this area? Let me go back out. I hit the arrow to return me back to the previous screen. And to get out of the comparable, you tap the X button up here, and we're back out here. So that's the comparables. If I want to email just this listing to somebody or text it to somebody, you tap share from here. And this is where you can text it, email it, or send in the message. But if you send it in message, they need to have the app. Remember, you need to share the app with them so that they can get it. Change your mind, tap cancel. So that was a share button. You can put it in a shopping cart, this listing. And remember, when you see this fade away, you can swipe over, and now you have the showing request. So if it says showing time, the showing description says use showing time, now you can tap showing request, bam, and you can request a showing. Maybe it needs an appointment, right? Okay, I can skip the buyer part, just skip. Okay, and then you select the time, whatever it is, if it's to use showing time. And when you're done here, scroll down to the bottom, request appointment. Okay. To get out of this, hit the arrow pointing to the left, and we're out of the showing request. And if you want to print, if you have an air printer at home and you want to print this listing, you can tap print. I don't have an air printer, but I'm showing it to you anyway. This way you can see how the printout looks like. Okay, it looks like I broke it. Okay, in the meantime, let me answer some questions while this thing is thinking. Where does it say if it has an HOA? Oh, very good, Monica. Well, I'll tell you that in a second. He started responding again. Normally in the criteria, Monica, in our MLS, the one story would be under building description. I don't know if that one is available. If not, I can check for you, and I can check to see if we can add that, okay? Nothing wrong with asking. Okay, so you see the what type of printer I have here. So I can select the printer. You know, it gives me a list of printers, select it, and then but the printout looks like this in general. Look, it's 3 pages. But look, the third page is a blank page. I'm wasting a page on select it on the bottom, and this way you don't waste that page. So there you go. After you do that, it's 2 pages, 8.5 by 11, portrait, and then select your printer and hit print. That's it. That's how you can send it to an air printer. But it has to be in the same network that your cell phone is on, okay? So this way you can select the printer. All right. I'm gonna show you. Hi, Connie. Oh, you found the association. Okay. Over here, the next thing I'm going to show you is the map feature. So if you want to see the property location on a map, you just tap this button, right? Where it says view map. Okay. So you see the property location. I can zoom out, and you see it has the lots. You see the little. Remember, that was the boundaries is turned on here, the lot boundary. So I can zoom out and see, you know, where the property is located, you know, some Buffalo, and I think this is Tropicana. Okay, so done. I'm gonna X out. Okay, now here's a cool feature, see in 3D. This is in Apple, I think. It's not available in Android, from what I've been told. But if you have this option, tap where it says see in 3D. Check this out. You see the house location? I can see it like in a bird's eye view on my phone. So this way you have an idea what's around this area. So you see there's some shopping, gas station, there's the community park north of the property. So we're facing north right now. You can also turn it with your finger, with your 2 fingers, with your thumb and your index. I can just rotate, and now I can see towards the strip. Okay, this is towards east now. I'm looking at the east. I can zoom out by squeezing my two fingers together. And what's out there? Okay, so I can zoom out. You see here's I-15, Decatur. Okay, so you see what's in the area, and there's a strip right there. You see that? There's the looks like the pyramid. Okay, Luxor. Okay, so and then if you want to see south, you can turn it again with your fingers. Okay, so just turn, and then there's Technology Park. There's 215 is down there somewhere. Okay, there's the Spanish Trail right here. And then what's towards the west? You can turn it again. And you can also, you know, center the photo. And then that's what's west. There's the 215 again. Wallapai town. Okay, so you can see the views from using this see in 3D option. Let me tap the X to get out of here. And this option was right here, see in 3D. Okay, directions. If you want driving directions, this opens up the GPS on my cell phone. So if it'll tell me how to get to this property from wherever you are. So when you tap directions. So right now I'm at the association. How do I get to this property? You see, it opens up the app for the directions in an Apple phone. And then if, okay, I like these directions. So just tap the go button and it starts telling me on my GPS how to get there. To get out of this, you see on the top left, oh, this is covering it, but on the top left, it says MLS Touch up here. So just tap MLS Touch and that returns me back to the MLS Touch app. Now, here's the information on the property. You have the remarks, first thing you see. You can tap more to see the rest of the remarks or less. You can enter private notes, only you can see that, private notes. Needs repair, let's say. So you can put that as a note for yourself, tap the X. Okay, and then you can see that you have some private notes here. Realist tax data, if you want to know the owner information, you can tap realist tax. And then you see this little bar. Whenever you see this little bar, swipe it up so you can see the rest of the information. Swipe it up. I'm scrolling. Swipe it. Just swipe it up. And then here's the owner information, you see, and the property. You have the property information. Like this owner lives, tax billing address is the owner lives in Costley, and so he lives at the property. So this is owner occupied, in other words. Okay, and you have the tax ID and things like that. Okay, these are not links, even though you can tap this. Because this is a cell phone, so if you tap the tax ID, it's like you want to call this number. They think this is a phone number. So you see, you have all these cool things that come from Realist. All this information, bed, bath, you know, even sell score. I think it's pretty high, right? It's for sale. So you have the AVM, automated valuation model, at 386. So they're listing it below the valuation model. Check that out. It looks like a motivated seller. Okay, so you have all this information from Realist. Okay, when you're finished, you can tap the X to hide that. So that was Realist tax data. So if you need that, tap here and it opens it up. And remember earlier when I walked you guys through setting up the payment calculator, here it is again. So if you need to see what the payments will be like, or a buyer needs to know that, right? So remember the sale price, the list price, 378,800, right? So if you deduct 10%, 10% is 37,880 with 2.7% interest for 30 years. The principal and interest alone will be 1383. Now, if you include the property taxes, approximate, and the association fee, add all this up, this will be the monthly payment if you add all of it up. If you want to make any changes, you tap this change button and then it brings you to the screen right here. Okay, so where you can make any changes you want. To get out, tap the X. Okay, next you have the features. Remember, like when you list a property, this is the features of the property. Okay, you have room details, like the room description. You have showing instructions. So it says here, showing description key any. So just go and show. It has to be vacant. Okay. I guess the owner moved out already. Okay. So agent remarks. You have agent remarks. If you have any questions, call this. You know, taxes and fees. Remember that association question? Association fees is right here. Taxes, association fee. Okay. It's also up here, by the way, the association fee. Remember that was under the payment calculator. They include that in here. Okay, let's keep scrolling. All right. If you need to contact the listing agent, here's the association information. You can open up the listing agent information, and to contact the agent, you can call or email them or text them. Okay, so you have these options. History of the property tells you the history. It was listed on December 30th. Let me see, list date, listing created on market date. Okay, so they entered the list date as the 30th. Interesting. And additional information, commission, and the rest of that is here. Commission variable, commission 2%. Okay, so there is that information. You guys can see a lot more information, as you can see, than the public can. All right. And when you're finished, this is all the information that you get on a property. You can hit the arrow on the top left to return you back. If you want to return back to the map, you tap the map button up here. But if you want to enter more filters, you can always go up here. Like if you want to search by different bed, bath, by price, you know, it's all located under filters. To return back to the main page, to the home page, you tap the home tab. And one of the last features I want to show you is the Insta View. Let me tell you this, is this button right here. I just went through all these buttons, including the map search. But the Insta View button, when you see a for sale sign on a property, you're driving around, stop by the property, tap this button. It gives you a range of about, it says, I think it's more than 100 feet, to be honest, because I've seen when I was at home, I tapped it, I saw the property all the way across in my neighborhood. So yeah, so it's about 200 to 300 feet actually. So it's pretty cool. Just tap Insta View if you're standing in front of a property with a for sale sign, and it will give you the information of the property. I'm not near anyone, so you see that's why I get no properties. But if you tap this and it's giving you another location, that's because you need to turn this on in the privacy in your phone. If you don't have that on, let me show you where it is. This is an iPhone, by the way. So on my iPhone, you have to go into settings. From settings, you need to go to privacy. Privacy. You need to turn on the location services right here. Location. Make sure it's on. And then you need to find MLS Touch on the app list. I have it set to while using. You see that? So I'm going to tap that. Make sure this is precise location is on while using the app. Tap, tap, and that's it. Okay, in case it's not working right for you. Okay. The last thing I want to tell you guys, remember, if you want your picture to appear, and if you want to update your phone numbers or email addresses, You cannot do it through this app. You have to do it through Prospect CRM. So you just go to las.mlsmatrix.com, log in with your public and private ID. I'll also get you the tech support number. That's where I can also get you that number in case you guys are having problems or you're getting errors for any reason. Okay, so from here, you see there's prospects, the red arrow. And from here, just go to, on the top right, go to the little wheel, configuration. And in the configuration, this is where you come into customization. Configuration, customization. You see, it has your brand, headers, images, all that is here. So remember my color scheme, my logo, you see, it's all here. So if you have trouble uploading your logo, remember, I think, Connie, you mentioned that earlier. Okay, just go to las.mlsmatrix.com, log in. Monica, I see your question. Okay. And then after you log in, don't go to Matrix, go to Prospects right here. Okay. Oh, sorry, Connie. You want to see that? Privacy. After privacy, you go to locations. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. On my phone, oops, passed it. Settings. Privacy. Location, right here, the first one. And then make sure it's on. And make sure in MLS Touch, find MLS Touch also, okay? So you need to enable that. And I have it set to while using, Connie, okay? In case I didn't mean to ignore you. Okay, so. Yes, yes, Jackie, I got you. So yeah, so from here, you go to headers in prospects, headers. You see where it says default initial header, double click, and this is where you can add your photo and do all that stuff I was telling you about. So this is where you add your photo. You click on the plus, browse your computer, your name. You see, I had, instead of using my board info, I unchecked that box, and this is where I typed in cat. You see that with a quotation. And then here's your email address, and here's your phone numbers. So fix them in here, and then save and close, and add your photo. And this way, your information will be also updated in MLS Touch. It only takes a few seconds for it to update after you save and close. Okay, that's it. That's how you update your information. Jackie's question was the help desk number. The help desk for prospects and MLS Touch. You see there's a question mark here. Click that. And sorry, let me move this box out of my way. And then I have the about us. I think that's where they hide it. Click the question mark and about us. And here's the support number. If you run into any problems, 888-765-9223. Their hours 9 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So our time is 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Or you can use their email address also. They're in Montreal, Canada. My pleasure. One last thing I want to show you is the new feature. Don't forget, you guys can edit your listings now. Edit my listing in MLS Touch. So if you a deep dive, what do you mean deep dive? But there's two prospects. There's another class. Yeah, I have prospect part 1 and part 2, so I can show you that all of these systems work together. Okay, so to edit your listing in prospects, let me play this. Okay, So remember the homepage of MLS Touch when you open up the app. This time you go to My Listings. You click My Listings right here, My Listings. And from here, you select which listing you want to edit. After you tap with your finger, let's say I want to edit this one in the middle, tap it with your finger. And then you will see here, edit listing. You see that? Remember that we didn't have anything on my, because that wasn't my listing. So, but if it's your listing, you can always see edit listing right here. And then tap it with your finger. And then from here, you just select the information you need to edit. Like if you want to edit the price, you go here. You want to update the remarks, you go here. You need to extend the expiration date on your listing. You tap here. And here's a big one, estimated closing date. So if your listing has not closed, it's sitting under contract and it has not closed, and let's say that you need one more week and to extend that, tap here, extend that, because if not, the system will fine you if you don't update that information. Okay, you can change it. If it's off the market, you want to make it active, you can change that here and change it to whatever status you want. You see, this also lets you change the status from right here, your listing. Okay. Okay. But Erica, back to you. Oh, you're welcome, Jackie. If you, yeah, for prospects, yeah, we do have, let me show you all the classes in case you guys want to recap on any of the classes. The website to go to is Las Vegas Realtor. Log in. New year, new you. So if you want to learn any of the other classes, here's the master calendar. You all see this little button on the top. That's the master calendar. And in the master calendar, you can always find the future classes. Like here's today's MLS Touch. There's nothing tomorrow or Monday, but you see on next Tuesday, there's Prospect CRM Part 1. On the 13th, you have new member matrix map on Wednesday, next Wednesday, new home source professional. And the 18th, you have new matrix member. The orange ones are CE credits or from the education department. Okay, and then prospects part 2 is on January 19th. So there's 2 parts of prospects. Okay, so this way you can, yeah, you can take your time, learn whichever class you want to learn. Okay, I'm going to send everybody the link. I don't know if this recording will is good. If it's not good, or if I get an error while uploading it, I'll send you the previous class. So no worries. Okay.